Innovation, imagination, wonder. These are just some of the words used to describe Dr. Harvey Passes. Dr. Passes explores interesting people and ideas that will stimulate you. He questions the people who develop, create, and employ novel concepts in business and everyday lives. He especially loves to speak with successful people. How did they do it? How can you do it too? So let's join Dr. Harvey Passes in his quest of wonder and curiosity as we watch Dr. Harvey Passes Presents.
Long Island is absolutely beautiful. You hear me say this all the time. I never tire of it. I enjoy it. Let's see, what do I like? I like the traffic. I like the congestion of people in the malls. No, just go further east. Just go further east. It's marvelous out there. It's wonderful. The bucolic setting, the pastoral hills, and you could see beautiful livestock grazing, and you could smell the grapes wafting in the air. And right now it's harvest time. And you can hear squish as all the grapes are being crushed and that wonderful juice comes out. Yes, you can hear the crackling of the corn as it comes off of the stalks. And listen to the wonderful kids running through the corn maze getting lost while their parents are yelling at them, "Where are you? Where are you?" Anyway, I'm talking about how wonderful Long Island is. And especially today, we're going to talk about the North Fork of Long Island. Great place to go visit. Wonderful fun. And I came across some very interesting people who represent a very interesting part of Long Island. And it is a not-for-profit organization where all the people there, as far as I know, are doing all this on a volunteer basis because they believe in what must be done. And you're going to meet two interesting people who represent the North Fork Promotional Council. How do you like that opening? Was
good.
that a good opening or what?
Very good.
Is that terrific?
Excellent.
Okay,
you stole
first,
my thunder.
It stole your thunder. You got plenty of time to boom for the rest of the 30 minutes on the show. Marie Beninati. She's a lovely lady, and Marie represents the North Fork Promotional Council.
Yes, I do.
And how many years you been doing this?
Oh, about 5 years now.
5 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. Terrific. Okay. And John Bishof, who is also on the North Fork Promotional Council. You've been doing this for how long, John?
2 years.
2 years.
A newcomer.
Newcomer. Okay, that's great. It's wonderful. And you both have businesses out there. You're in real estate, and you have a retail shop as well.
I'm in real estate and
real estate as well.
Do
you
the
say.
shop on Love Lane.
Terrific. Great. So let's get down to it. I asked you to be on the show because you're doing something interesting, and you're doing it out of a love, a real passionate feel for the region. And you're trying to promote the region so that the region keeps what?
Growing.
Keeps growing.
And at the same time maintains the idyllic lifestyle.
The idyllic lifestyle.
What is
the idyllic lifestyle that the North Fork has? So people watching this will understand.
We have acres and acres of farmland. We have wonderful vineyards. Now we're in the harvest. We have pumpkin picking. We have water all around us. We have boating. We have kayaking. And we have winter sports as well. What we find is a lot of people come out to the North Fork, buy a second home, and they're there every weekend. It's not just a summer resort.
I can testify to that. Absolutely. And it's a unique experience that people who are really so close by, Manhattan is a hop, skip, and a jump. Right. And even Nassau County, which is a very congested place, it's only 60 miles, and it's an hour's drive. This is nothing, or even less. And it's a nothing drive, and yet you've stepped into a different time zone when you make that trip to the North Fork. How long have you been out in the North Fork?
I've been out 10 years.
10 years?
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years together. And where did you come from?
I came from the Netherlands originally.
Whoa, Jumping Yemeni.
I grew up in a little village very similar to what you would find on the North Fork. I mean, that's part of the attraction of the North Fork, that it is entering into a little village.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more. I love when I go to Europe and you visit the small towns and you go, this is so quaint, so nice. Everybody knows everybody, it's wonderful. North Fork's like that. And where were you before? Netherlands?
No, actually Italy. I was born in Italy.
True? Yeah?
That's true.
Northern Italy?
Yes, northern Italy.
Milano?
Near Pisa. Actually, Livorno.
Oh, Livorno.
Is where I was born.
Very pretty, sure.
Yeah.
You travel all over Italy.
Yeah.
Love it. How's your Italian?
It's excellent.
Oh, piacere. Very good. Okay, so let's get on now with because I know there's a major event that the North Fork Promotional Council is sponsoring, so that more people can gain awareness, and periodically you honor people who I guess exemplify what the organization stands for, promoting or promotional activities for the North Fork. So let's get this done early in the show, and then we can show it later on in the show. I let my crew know I'm about to show a graphic here, or not a graphic, a picture here, a flyer about. It's called North Fork Promotional Council presents An Evening Out, honoring Doug Geed from News 12 Long Island, our very own Doug Geed. Saturday, November 3rd, 2007, and this is to be held at Duck Walk Norths, because they have a South Fork. Their tasting room on Main Road in Southold, and it's from 7 in the evening till 11 o'clock, 4 hours to gorge yourself and drink great wines, and to give a howdy-do to Doug Geed, honoring him, helping to promote the region. You might want to hit this thing and then maybe kind of cascade it down. I'm telling my cameraman, oh, good shot. And it's a nice photo of pictures on Long Island. And it's true, Long Island really does have something for everyone. It's like in, funny thing happened on the way to the forum, something for everyone to know, that kind of thing. So it's true. Thanks very much. Excellent. So we've got that, which is great. And then later on, we'll put up some phone numbers and websites and all that stuff. Who is the North Fork Promotional Council? Is it just the two of you? You get together and so no.
No.
Explain.
That would make life easy.
It's really an umbrella organization. It's an association of associations. So we kind of bring together all the businesses and all the business associations, all not-for-profit associations on the North Fork. Mm-hmm. The Bed and Breakfast Associations, right. The Long Island Wine Council, the Antique People, John.
I think you've covered
most
them
all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So these organizations come to you for help in promoting their activity?
No,
is that it?
Not exactly. We have created this umbrella to go outside of the North Fork to promote the North Fork for these organizations.
I see. I understand you now. Okay, because for whatever reason they can't or they're not doing it. So your organization does it for these other associations.
Well, they do it for themselves. They do it, for example, the B&Bs do it for the bed and breakfast, and the wineries do it for the wine. Mm-hmm. But one group, the North Fork Promotion Council, does it for the North Fork and the entire region as a whole.
I don't think I asked you this. I asked you how long you've been involved, but how long has the council been around, been in existence?
John?
It started in the 1980s.
Oh.
And it started as an initiative by the three chambers of commerce, and they got together and they felt that this region needed a more where chambers are a little bit local.
Yep.
They take care of the local shopping streets and stuff. Mm-hmm. Where we really needed something more encompassing the whole area, the whole 20 miles or so of the North Fork. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of other organizations who are very important in what we do on the North Fork, the tourist part of the North Fork, are part of.
So periodically when I drive around the North Fork, I see some informational booths scattered here and there. Please tell me, where are they located, what areas, and what will one find in those informational booths?
One is in Greenport and one is in Laurel.
Laurel and Greenport.
Laurel and Greenport.
On Main Road?
On the main road.
In Laurel.
Right, and there are signs with a big question mark.
Yes.
And what you'll find there is wonderful, we call them ambassadors for the North Fork. They know everything about the North Fork.
Well, that's important to know, so people should stop in.
They should stop in.
I see. And then you can get brochures. I see you have a magazine here, or I don't know what you call it. Is it a magazine or a guide? A guide. Let me hold this up also. I want to wake up my cameraman. Okay. Somebody give him a nudge. Okay, here we go. Let's get a shot of this. And this is the North Fork Guide, which will this book will help you to direct you to what's available, what's there, and you can pick this up all over the North Fork, especially at the booths.
Yes, and you can pick it up at the local airport.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, you can pick it up in a number of different places on the crosstown ferries.
Oh.
We distribute it in a lot of different places. We actually put out 50,000 copies of them.
Wow. They're all in my house. La Ferme de Lamar.
In addition to the website, which is, another place to go for information about the North Fork.
Speaking about the website, I'm going to ask my crew if you could put up the graphic. So if people are interested and they would like to call to learn more about the organization, then you possibly can. And that's at www.northfork.org. This not-for-profit organization can help you if you want to learn more about what the organization does. And at some point also, if you could just put up the phone number as well and just share with that, thank you very much. And what is that? 631-477-2787. Terrific. That's great. So are these people who sit in the booths, are they trained? I mean, how do they know all this stuff?
They're local people. And they know the area so well that it is a privilege to come into the booth and talk to them for a little bit. They know everybody personally. They know almost every business on the North Fork.
Everybody knows everybody on the North Fork. Wherever I go, someone says, "Oh, I know you." What are you talking about? It's very, very, very interesting. What will people find on your website?
The website is probably most important if you want to know what goes on a daily basis.
Calendar.
There's a calendar. Mm-hmm. There's a calendar of events that points you in certain directions, certain days of the week, certain weekends. Mm-hmm. And it explains a little bit more about who the members are of the North Fork Promotion Council. And it's supposed to help the people that visit the North Fork to see what is seeable in that particular week or weekend when they come to the North Fork.
Is this guide, is it produced once a year, twice a year?
Once a year.
Once a year, okay. So when you get your copy, hold on to it, because you're not going to get another one so easily. So are there other ways that people can find out about events that are going on the North Fork? You've got the book. This gives you events as well?
Yes, it does.
But it can't be as timely as the website.
The website's more updated.
And
right.
And it gets updated every day.
Every day it gets updated. Okay. So that's important, so you know that you can go there. How long have you been doing the kind of event that you're doing on the 3rd? Tell us a little bit about it. Do you do that every year?
Yes, we do it every year. We honor someone different every year.
Right.
And we're particularly delighted to honor Doug Geed.
He's done a lot of good stuff.
He's done a lot of good stuff. His program, East End, really presents the North Fork in a very authentic way. And we want to honor that, and we want to thank him for that. And we hope people watch it all the time.
Well, I would like them to watch my show.
As well.
Yes, but, that's okay. You can make up to me now if you want.
You can have more than one show to watch.
Okay, I can't argue with you. I mean, that's fun. It's fun, and that's fine. Now, I don't want to get into too much about this as far as the finances are concerned. It's just that it's safe to say that this is a fundraiser, and the funds go to the not-for-profit.
Yes.
It's not a foundation, or is it? What do you call it?
It's a not-for-profit organization.
It's a not-for-profit organization, so that you could pay for all these things, the magazines and everything else, and the people sitting in the booths to do all this kind of stuff. What other kind of activities does the promotional council sponsor during the course of the year? Are there other events like what?
Yes, we attend 2 of the major tourism travel shows in the area, one in Manhattan and one in Boston.
Oh, really? So you'll go there and you'll have a booth set up and it's going to say North Fork?
Right. The North Fork and the South Fork, actually. It's a joint venture with both forks.
Oh, so you both go together?
Promoting tourism, of course, we have more vineyards on the North Fork.
There's only 3 down there. Right.
So, it definitely, but we did it together, and it does attract a lot of people. We give away things, and we do our best to tell people about the North Fork, because it's still a treasure that's not quite yet been discovered.
I don't get that. I mean, It's one of these things that I want to have a quiet conversation with you about, because I don't want people to know either. I mean, it's wonderful, except if you happen to be driving on the roads out there these days, because it's jammed. Like yesterday, you could walk across the cars to get where you had to go to because everybody is pumpkin picking.
Yes.
And how they can pick up these pumpkins that look like they were grown in Chernobyl, they're so big they're just not glowing, is beyond me, and put it in the cars. Yeah. But I really don't like people knowing, because it's such a jewel.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance, and it's really part of what makes the North Fork Promotion Council's charter, is to try to balance promoting and having businesses that survive. You want the wineries to survive, you want the wineries to be prosperous, and at the same time maintain the lifestyle that we have. And it really is special.
I remember having a conversation with Charles Massoud from Palmanag Vineyards, and I said to him when he was on the show, I was thinking, now maybe I'll go into the wine business, and instead, I do, but from the receiving end. I go to the store. But he said, and he made good sense, because he had a great position at IBM, and then he left it, and he says, I got to tell you something. If you want to make wine, you want to make a lot of money out of it, he says, you better think twice. It's a very hard business, and the production is not the levels like they have in California, where you'll have, 1 million cases here, 2 million cases there. It's very small, the production. And he says, I do it because certainly I can live my life, but it's a lifestyle.
It's a family-run business.
It's a family-run business, and it's a lifestyle. He says, I wouldn't give up living on the North Fork of Long Island for anything in the world. I'm more relaxed. I know the people. The pace is a little easier to tolerate. And it's not like being in the city, where the only thing green you see is someone's dollar bill, and that's it. And out there, it's just beautiful.
I think that's
and yet, Harvey, we're what? Less than 2 hours away from the city?
Yeah. Yes.
That is one of the things that makes the North Fork so absolutely special.
Well, I like to say that you don't have to buy a plane ticket to go to California, let's say, or Washington State, to their wine region, let's say, if we just use it as at that, and then go on the plane, go through security, and then go on the plane and look at the guy next to you to see if he's got a wick in his shoe, and then go crazy to see if the plane's going to be blown up, and then spend a fortune. Get in the car. You can pack a lunch if you want to, but you don't have to. There are great places to have a picnic. You drive, take the family out, because it's North Fork, to me, is family country.
Yes.
It's family, more so than the South Fork, I'm sorry to say. That's my personal experience. And it's all, for everywhere you go, kids are welcome, families are welcome. And you go there, and you could spend a day there, and you know what? You can go home at night, and the trip will not break the bank. Or stay over at one of the B&Bs, go shopping.
It's an educational experience. My biology teacher used to be very upset that he felt that children thought milk came from the grocery store.
Oh my God!
And when you come to the North Fork, you can see that the produce comes from the fields.
Right.
You'll meet the people that work the fields, like the Massouds, the Entemans, the Damianos family.
Right.
All the mom and pop stores. There's a small town feel on the North Fork. That makes it a wonderful thing for us to work on the board of this organization to help all these people run their businesses, keep their businesses, and do even better than they would without us.
I think that's great. How many people are involved actively in the North Fork Promotional Council?
Well, there's about 500 businesses that are members of the associations.
500. And you delineate the areas. You mentioned something previously about Route 105, or Cindy did?
We tend to think it's east of 105 where the real North Fork starts. I have to be very careful saying that.
Right.
We're not insulting the people that are around that area.
Okay.
But you know what? When you see at some point that the landscape changes.
Yes.
Oh,
and you see the vineyards appear and the fields of the other farmers appear.
Yeah.
And it changes.
Yeah.
You know, coming here,
yes.
John and I were talking, and we both feel the same way, and so many people feel the same way. We feel so fortunate to be living there, to be there day in and day out, and to be able to, actually have businesses and make our living there and enjoy an incredible environment.
I agree with
incredible,
that.
idyllic
You are
environment.
very fortunate to do that, to have that experience. There's no question of that. So we're talking about an organization which is trying to maintain a lifestyle because progress, whatever that word means, industry, development is just dying to get in there, to get its claws in the earth and just, rip out everything and stick it in a parking lot, to try to do that. And there are certain areas that are trying to really resist it. Like I spoke with the supervisor, Phil Cardinale from Riverhead, and they have a master plan which only allows up to 42 or 45,000 people to be in the community. And that's it. And they're keeping that farm belt between Main Road and Sound Avenue intact so that it'll stay green. And so that's a perfect example of trying to keep the area as pristine in its past.
Well, Southold Town has the largest number of preserved acres in the country.
In the country?
We're very, very, very active as a community in preserving the land. So many of the farms that you see out there, the land's been preserved, and it can only be used for farming. It'll never be used for development or, see row houses.
So the town bought up all the rights.
Right.
And is that in perpetuity forever, or is that like 100 years?
No, it's in perpetuity.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. So
it's got the largest area in the United States?
The largest number of acres that have been preserved.
How many acres?
Oh,
you know,
1,000 maybe? Is it 1,000?
It's more than that.
More than that?
Really? Wow. That's fantastic. My hat's off to Southold for doing that. That's a very responsible thing to do.
It is.
And I'm just very proud of seeing that.
Very community-minded town. There's no question about it. Yesterday we had an event for San Simeon by the Sound. It's a local nursing home.
Right.
And people turned out. People made wonderful donations. It was such a special thing, and it was really community. Community that came forward.
It's so funny. My wife and I are driving by there with the kids one day, and my wife says, oh, look at this. The first time we passed by, she says, oh, look at this lovely resort by the water. And I said, I don't think it's a resort, honey. And we pulled in, and I said, you want me to drop you off? But she didn't realize what it was. But you can get fooled because everything is just so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. You go for dining, and there are restaurants on the water, and you have a nice view across the Sound of Connecticut, and you see the sailing ships, and you just can't believe that you can have this here and not have to travel around the world for it.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. We drive. We're in real estate. We drive, and sometimes you'll make a turn and there's water, and then you make another turn and there's water, and there's a surprise each time. Kayaking, I've had someone say they feel like they're in the Amazon somewhere sometimes when they go kayaking.
I want to do on the North Fork. I have not done that.
You should.
That must be a beautiful thing to do.
Fishing is phenomenal.
Oh,
Fishing is phenomenal.
Plus, we also, one of the tasks of the North Fork Guide and of the council is that we try to let people not just think of the North Fork during the summer months. We want people especially to come to the North Fork when it is quieter, when there's no traffic.
Yeah, it's easy to get around.
It's easier to get around.
Tell us right now, John, what would be some of the things for this after the fall season is up, which is peak time, and now we're starting to just kind of quiet down into the winter. Why should someone come out to the North Fork? What is there to enjoy on the North Fork? I mean, I have my own answers, but you're the guest. Tell me.
Cycling, ice sailing, which I had never seen. Some of the ponds, they're like 40 acres.
Right.
They're really lakes.
Right.
They ice over and they go ice sailing, and I understand that some of those boats go like 60 miles an hour.
On the ice.
On the ice.
Whipping them.
Yeah, and ice skating, but ice skating not in a man-made rink, but in a natural pond. I mean, certainly there are a number of things. The wineries keep going year-round.
Right.
And they have wonderful events. The holidays out on the North Fork, right?
Come to Love Lane if you want to see a really
Beautiful.
Old small town Christmas season with the Christmas trees all lit up in the streets. There's local churches come out and they do Christmas caroling a couple of evenings. If you watch the calendar on the North Fork Promotion Council's website, you can find out when exactly it happens. And
it reminds me of of two things when you say that. It reminds me a little bit of New England.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it also reminds me of the movie, to some degree, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
You know, it's that feeling.
Norman Rockwell.
Yes, Norman Rockwell. It's a wonderful feeling. It's the way you wished it could be all the time when you walk through those towns. And the other thing that you're dancing around, but I'm just going to vocalize it and verbalize it, is that what could be better than being with, say you don't even have children, and you and your spouse or your special person, you know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, and you get in the car and you bundle up and you drive out and you find a nice B&B, and then you might wear a nice warm coat and walk through those quaint towns all along the North Shore, along the North Fork, and get lost in finding something new, whether it's your shop or interesting curiosities.
The restaurants in Greenport.
The restaurants in Greenport, the restaurants in all the towns.
Absolutely.
In all the towns,
They're
from
great.
Mattatuck, Cutchogue, I mean, all over. It's wonderful. And you just spend a day and experience. It'd be no different than if you got in the car and you drove to Boston, outside of Boston, and you went into some small little town and you said, gee, isn't this fun? I want some New England clam chowder, and that kind of feel.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
And then you're in the middle of an environment that is so interesting. The birds of prey, the ospreys,
That's right.
the ducks in winter, all the different animals that you can see in the different seasons.
Mhm.
That is part of that delicate balance that we need to.
I agree
find.
with you. I agree with you. We got 3 minutes left. Is there anything that you could that you would like to say right now to as a parting comment about the program, about the first thing though is that November 3rd.
Yes.
People can call the number. If you can put the number back on the screen, that would be great, and the website as well. And so if people are interested and they want to come to this wonderful gala to help support the North Fork, that would be terrific. It would be great. What else do you want? Any parting comments?
Well, we want to thank you
Oh, it's my
for
pleasure.
giving us an opportunity to
I'm
talk
always
about
happy
our
to help.
favorite subject, which is the North Fork and how
Right.
special it is. And I guess just tell everyone that we're doing our best, and the community is doing their best to keep it that way.
Mhm.
And we welcome everyone. We want everyone to come, and we want them to know that it's a wonderful place to be. It's a wonderful life on the North Fork.
That's true. It is. John.
Come to the Doug Eat event, and hope to see you there. People that don't know the programs that he makes will have a chance to see some of his programs
that'll be
at
great.
this event.
That would be great.
And what better advertising for the North Fork than what he put on tape, together with your stuff.
Well,
Thanks for having us. This is important. And
It's a pleasure. Anytime you have something that has some value and worthwhile mentioning about the North Fork of Long Island, just give me a holla, and just give me a jingle, and I'll be more than happy to do my fair share and to let people know about the glorious North Fork of Long Island, and to just get people out there. Especially, I just love it during Christmas time, from Thanksgiving to New Year's.
Yeah.
I can't find a better place. There's just no question in my mind about that. Right?
You're right.
Right.
Absolutely right.
Thanks for having us, Harvey.
It's my pleasure, absolutely. I hope you enjoyed spending a little bit of time on the North Fork of Long Island with me and with two very, very interesting people, and seeing all the activity that goes on in what you thought was a sleepy little burg. And it really isn't. There's a lot of activity going on. And just remember that, what's the expression? Still waters run deep. And that area there is not so quiet. There's a lot of activity and a lot of action for you and your family. So make it a destination. So until next time, as these wonderful people here, Marie and John, say, no matter what you do it with passion, or what's the use? See you again next time. Take care.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Harvey.
My pleasure. Excellent. Stay put until we